Tonight, a Local 10 News investigation, the fallout and the fight to stop the toxic algae that's off beaches to our north.
Tens of millions spent to try and ease the problem, and tonight the mismanagement and the waste we've uncovered. Here's investigative reporter Bob Norman.
The American people got hosed again.
The disgusting algae blooms plaguing Florida don't surprise Gene Klusmeier. What should the taxpayers think about this?
That they're being ripped off. This Everglades renourishment program will never be in shape.
The project, with the budget ballooning to $16 billion in taxpayers' money, has been plagued by long delays and massive cost overruns. And Klusmeier was an eyewitness to one boondoggle. And it starts with this: simple sand and rocks. This is what's at the heart of all the problems.
Absolutely.
These are 12-year-old samples Klusmeier collected from the levees being built by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at this 6,000-acre stormwater treatment area in Wellington, known as STA-1E. With an initial estimated project cost of $200 million, it's one of 6 man-made wetland systems built to handle runoff from farms as well as the algae-ridden Lake Okeechobee.
I was hired by 3 contractors out here to seed the levees.
He says at least one contractor was building the levees in shoddy fashion without required topsoil.
I was here when they dug all these canals, so whatever came out of there was put on the levees. We're talking sand, we're talking huge rocks. It wasn't suitable because they couldn't compact it.
Klusmeier filed a federal whistleblower's complaint. The ensuing federal investigation substantiated many of his claims. A federal agent found soil samples were predominantly sand and didn't meet contract standards, and found no indication many required compaction tests had been done.
It wasn't following the Army Corps of Engineers specs.
When the levees were pushed into service in late 2004 for Hurricane Gene, they failed. The levees crumbled and eroded, but that was only the beginning. For the past 10 years, it's been plagued with problems, with the overall cost ballooning to $375 million, $175 million more than the original estimate.
It is operating as designed.
In a phone interview, Army Corps engineer Jeff Couch admitted some blame.
I mean, ultimately, the Corps of Engineers is responsible for what we construct.
As for Klusmeier's original complaint,
it was investigated and determined that those claims weren't construction issues.
Absolutely false. The Department of Justice investigated and found those levees were indeed made up primarily of sand, basically in violation of the contract. Or how did the Army Corps miss that, being on site?
I have no information on what you're talking about.
Klusmeier's whistleblower suit was dismissed on technical grounds, and he says the government never intervened in the case.
Where can you go for justice if the Justice Department fails to do their job? What do you do?
Bob Norman, Local 10 News.
Okay, Bob, thanks a lot. Construction and repairs on that storm water treatment area are expected to continue into next year. The Army Corps of Engineers stresses, in spite of all those problems, it is now up and running.